So, hello everyone. This is Becky with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today we are going to be doing our What Can Scott Leroy Marketing Do For You overview. So, we'll be talking about the different services that we offer here at Scott Leroy Marketing, as well as ways we can help out. So, onboarding and beyond, a lot of things that we can do to help you out on an ongoing basis. So, we're going to cover that today. Before we get started, I do want to say, if you're watching this back on recording, you can always feel free to email us. Our email is support@scottleroymarketing.com. I'm going to drop that in the chat as well for anyone here with me live. There we go. If you're here with me live and you have questions as we go through, please drop them in the chat. I will do my best to get those answered in real time. However, I may just save them for the end for the sake of time. But I'll definitely take some time at the end to make sure I get those questions answered. So you can definitely go ahead and drop them in the chat as we go through, and I will get those answered at least before the end of class. So we will go in there. If you want to watch this class back on recording, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is Scott Leroy Marketing on YouTube. I'm going to drop that in the chat as well. When you are on our YouTube channel, we always recommend checking out the videos tab of our YouTube channel, as that's going to show our most recent videos up at the top. So you can see it on the home screen right here. It'll show our last, I believe it's 10 or 12, somewhere in there. I haven't gone through and counted actually. But yeah, so there's the last 10 or 12 videos there. And if you go to the videos tab right here, you'll be able to see all of them through here. And the most recent videos, you do always want to make sure you're looking for those just because things are always changing with Command and the services that we offer here at Scott Leroy Marketing. So we want to make sure you have up-to-date information, and the best way to have that when you are on our YouTube channel is by finding those most recent videos. So if you're searching as well, I'm going to search for this class. So this one, so sometimes you'll see the most recent video up at the top, but sometimes you won't. So sometimes it'll have the one from a year ago up top, or 13 days ago, then 3 months ago. So they're not going to be in order when you search for it through here. So just make sure you're paying attention to those dates right there. To make sure you're finding the most recent ones. Today's video class recording will be uploaded on our YouTube channel within 24 hours, so you'll be able to find that on the videos tab in one of the top couple of videos. So you'll be able to see that up here. But if you have any questions, if you watch it back on recording or any other, again, you can always feel free to email us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you out. So feel free to email us there. But we're going to go ahead and get started. So we are going to, today we're going to be spending most of our time on the Scott Leroy Marketing website, and that is scottleroymarketing.com. I'm going to drop that in the chat as well. In just a second, let me grab this. You can just click the link. There we go. So you're going to go to scottleroymarketing.com, and you are going to log in with your Market Center number. I'm currently already logged in. So where mine says log out, yours would say log in. You'll just click log in and enter your Market Center number, and you should be all signed in. If you do have questions on those, feel free to email us. We're here to help out with that as well. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and jump in here. Once you're on the site, you'll see this Agent Resources tab. That's where we're going to spend most of our time today in this class. First thing I want to take a look at is these questionnaires. I'm going to go ahead and open one of them in a new tab so we can see that. Well, that didn't work for me. Hold on. I have to log in with a different Market Center number. Give me just a second. Sorry about that. There we go. Must have used the wrong Market Center number. But yeah, so when you are filling out the questionnaire, you'll see this here. So it'll ask, how can we help you today? And you'll just go through and fill these out. So we can go through and get your setup completed with your onboarding and things like that. So that's what the questionnaire looks like. In order to help you answer those questions, I'm going to go through the old questionnaire categories. All of those questionnaires are going to bring you to the same page. It'll have some of the questions pre-filled depending on what you select here. But going through and answering what each of these are, describing each of them will help you know what you're looking at when you are filling out those questionnaires. So the first type of questionnaire is a new agent questionnaire. New agent doesn't necessarily mean that you are brand new licensed. It just means that you're new to Keller Williams for you're joining KW for the first time. So it could be that you are newly licensed, you just passed your test, or you could just be joining Keller Williams for the first time. Either way, you would fall under a new agent questionnaire. Next, we have an admin questionnaire, and that would be for someone that is joining a team or a group of agents. Generally, that would fall under a non-licensed associate. So generally, it would be some type of support for a team, whether that's transaction coordination, marketing, things like that. Next, we have a capper questionnaire, and a capper is generally going to be someone coming from another brokerage. You've already done quite a few deals, you have some production under your belt. That just allows us to know that you have transactions currently going on, and so your setup needs to be speedy and accurate because we don't want to cause any type of lapse in your business. So a capper would be you've done quite a few transactions, you're most likely coming from another brokerage. Next, we have expansion. Sorry, I gotta let a few people in. When I do that, it takes me away from the tab we were on. So next we have expansion, and expansion means that you are in more than one KW office. So you could be, close to state lines where you're licensed in both states, and you've joined a KW in both states. It could also mean that you travel a lot and you're licensed in maybe across the country. Like for example, one in Florida, one in California, and you have your license in two different Keller Williams offices. There's also expansion in teams, and that would fall under the same type of bucket questionnaire type thing. Um, Next, we have a hidden agent setup. And a hidden agent setup is most likely going to be for someone who is already in production with another brokerage. You would generally be transferring to Keller Williams and maybe haven't fully made the transition. So you kind of want to get everything set up and running so when you do transition, everything is smooth. But basically, the hidden agent setup just allows us to go in and hide those profiles, hide your public profiles, so that you're not visible on the KW website and things like that. So sometimes we see this when an agent is transferring and they still have some deals to close, but they want to go ahead and get everything set up, or maybe you haven't quite announced to your other brokerage yet, things like that. Next, we have market center staff. That one's going to be pretty self-explanatory. So it's going to be for your market center's leadership team, whether that's the market center administrator, director of first impressions, agent services coordinator, team leader, something along those lines. Your market center's leadership team, that would be for them. Next, we have returning, and that would be where you were with Keller Williams for any length of time and you left. Whether you only left for a month, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, however long, you are coming back to Keller Williams now. It just means that the system will recognize you already. So you'll already have that account that you'll have to reactivate and things like that. Next, you have a team questionnaire, and that one could be an admin, but it's most likely going to be an agent joining the team, whether as a listing agent or a buyer's agent or something along those lines. We have a tech refresh. And so tech refresh is for any Keller Williams agent that's been with KW for any length of time. This allows us to go in and audit your Keller Williams systems, see if there's maybe any tech that we're providing to new agents that you didn't have when you joined KW. For example, we're now setting up Canva. Well, Canva is a little different now, sorry. We're now setting up Zoom and TidyCal and things like that. So if you joined a few years ago, those weren't necessarily things that we offered or set up. So you can do a tech refresh and we can go through all of your systems to make sure everything's set up, you're taking full advantage of everything that we offer, as well as making sure your profiles are up to date. And finally, we have a transfer questionnaire. So that's going to be from one Keller Williams Market Center to another. So it could be moving across the country, moving from one state to another, or if you're just switching KW market centers locally, and you just need to change that to a different KW, you would be a transfer agent. So any of those questionnaires would bring you to the same page that we were just looking at a minute ago. However, going through this different types of questionnaires just to help you know what to fill out when you are filling out this questionnaire. So if you do have any questions about any of those, you can always feel free to reach out to us via email. Again, that's support@scottleroymarketing.com. Now, every market center is a little bit different with how you fill out those questionnaires and submit them. Some market centers will do it for you. Some will have you do it with them, or others will just have you do it on your own. So whichever way your market center does it, once that questionnaire is completed, you're going to get an email similar to this. So once we've done our part of your setup, you'll get an email that looks similar to this one that we're seeing right here. So it's going to say Keller Cloud setup complete. It'll have your name right here, as well as your market center number. And then as you go through this email, you'll see your market center number in multiple places. We try to put it in as many places as possible just to make it a little easier on you, especially since everything on our website does need the market center number in order to access the whole website, like we covered a minute ago. So I just recommend keeping an eye on that. You'll see your market center number in multiple places. As you scroll down, it'll say, welcome to your KW Technology Suite. There's a video right here that pretty much covers the email, which we're going to cover today. You can feel free to check that out. However, it's pretty much all the same information we're covering today. So moving down, you'll see the notes from your onboarding team. And I do always recommend you keep an eye on those. A lot of the times they'll be fairly general, like please provide your biography and headshot. But it can also be something specific. So, for example, if something goes wrong in setup, like command has an error, there's an outage in command, which doesn't happen very often, but if it does happen, you would see a note here explaining what happened with the onboarding. If there was something we weren't fully able to set up on our end, you would see that appear right here in the notes from your onboarding team. You can always, if you have questions about those notes, if you're not sure what it means, you can always reply to this email. So you can always reply back, ask the question. We can check and see if it's been fixed now or any of those things. So you can always feel free to reply to this email with clarifying questions or anything like that. We're happy to help answer those for you. So take a look at the notes from your onboarding team. You'll see the SLM website password, which again is just going to be your market center number. So you'll see that there. As well as a link to our website right here. So moving down, this email is where you'll have all of your logins that we set up. So first one on here is that your login, your Keller Williams command logins. So these will be what you use to log into command, the command app, KW Connect, Keller Home Loans, and things like that. So pretty much anything that has a Keller Cloud login, you'll use these logins here. Something to note about the command logins is the username is not case sensitive, but the password is. And if you are double clicking to grab that password, you'll note on mine that it doesn't grab that exclamation point at the end. So if yours, all of the command passwords will have a special character in them. So if you double click on there and it doesn't grab that special character, just make sure you're grabbing the whole thing. And if you do go to paste it into command, just make sure it doesn't have any spaces before or after, just because that will give you an error when signing in. You'll have a link to command right here, which is just agent.kw.com. So you can feel free to send that over or go ahead and log in there. Moving down, you have Google Workspace. So each, if you wanted a Keller Williams email address, on the questionnaire, there's a question to either request the email address or not. So if you did get a KW email set up, you will see those logins here along with your KW email, password. If you requested that your email was forwarded, you'll see that answer here. You'll have access to Gmail right here. One thing I want to say here, this does cause some confusion. because when you click on this, it's going to take you to gmail.google.com or Gmail. So when you go there, it might bring you to your existing account if you're already signed into a Gmail account. So in order to sign into a new KW or a new Gmail account, you're just going to click up in the top right corner where it has your logo and information, and you'll click there and you'll add another account if you need to. So you would just click there, click add another account, and you can sign in with those logins here. So just wanted to point that out because that can confuse some people. There's also a link right here to update the verification on your account. We do always recommend updating the verification for security purposes. It'll help if you forget your password. That way it'll make it a little easier to reset your password. It can also help keep your account from getting locked. So you just want to make sure you update that verification, add an email or a phone number or something like that. Just some additional verification in there. And then we also have a link to our YouTube playlist with some KW email insights. So you can feel free to check that out as well. Moving on down, you're going to see the Command IDX website. That's going to be your personalized KW website. So it's going to be specifically for you, branded to you with your information. So you would be able to just click that link to go see what your website looks like. Your command email. So this is what we have set as the primary email on your account. What is under the command email? It's going to be what you have as the primary. Your KW consumer app is going to be an app branded directly to you with your information. And then the KW agent profile is what people will see when they search for you on kw.com. I do want to point out with the Command IDX website and the consumer app, there is not an agent login on those websites, which is why you don't see logins down below. Those you would make changes by going through Command. So if you needed to make changes, there's some playlists under each of those that kind of tell you how to help update those. You can also email us and we can see how we can help out with that or provide guidance on those or things like that. But there is not a specific login for you. If you wanted a login on the website and the app, it would be a new account, just like a consumer would create. You just go to it and click create an account. Moving down, you'll have your Keller home loans and Keller covered personal links. And then we also link Twilio here. Twilio is not something we set up. It is a paid subscription you would have to go pay for. It's fairly cost efficient. However, it is a text messaging platform that integrates with Command. So you can text your database directly through Command. So we just like to link it here. We find that a lot of agents like to use Twilio. They find it useful. So we just link it here to help out with that. Moving down, you'll have DocuSign. So DocuSign is a signature platform that you will use to send contracts to your clients for signatures through your opportunities in Command. So you'll have your DocuSign username and email, or email, you log in with the email, and the password right here. You'll also have this security question and answer on your setup. So you want to make sure that you are saving this email, whether you store it, you print it out, you downloaded it as a PDF, whatever you do to save your email is best for you. We do recommend saving it specifically for this security question and answer, because if you do need to reset your password, you're going to need this security question and answer, and the answer does need to be exactly what is entered in on yours. It's different for each agent. So you'll just grab that, make sure you include, if it has dots or dashes, you'll want to include those. So it needs to be entered in exactly as you see it right here. We are required to set it up during onboarding, which is why you'll see it here. So we just try to add those for you to make it easier. Moving down, you will have Canva. So one thing, this is a little different than it used to be. However, so if you have a different login, so we used to set up free accounts for agents. It was a free, just a basic Canva account for agents. Recently, about a month or two ago, I don't remember the exact date, KW and Canva released a partnership which gave agents access to Canva for free, a premium account for free. You can link it to your command. things like that. We have a class on that and some recordings on our YouTube channel if you want to check those out. However, you'll go to canva.kw.com to sign in. So it's going to be a little bit different sign in than just going to canva.com. You're going to want to go to canva.kw.com. It's going to look exactly like the command login screen, and that is how you're going to log in, is with your command logins. So you'll see those on your email right here. If you have a setup before the partnership was launched and yours shows like your KW email and a new password on it, you can still log into Canva. Just go to canva.kw.com and log in with your command logins, and it should give you access there. It doesn't need to be set up separately. So moving down, we have some additional logins. For example, Gemini AI. So Gemini is Google's AI assistant. And with the KW emails, you have access to Gemini Advanced or Gemini Pro. I believe they just renamed that. So you would be able to go use that. We have prompts right here that you can go access. We'll see those when we get to the Scott Leroy marketing website as well. So you'll be able to log in there. We also have a class on this on our YouTube channel. We just did this class last Friday, so you can go check out the YouTube channel. It's one of the top videos under the videos tab. Next, we have Instacard. So Instacard is a digital business card, and it allows you to share your contact information and things like that with anyone on the go. So it's kind of like if you're familiar with Blink, we actually used to set up Blink for agents. However, with updates to subscription tiers, we found that this one also offers more customization. So we switched to setting up Instacart instead. So you'll see those logins here, your username and email address and password, as well as your directly shareable business card link. So you can copy and paste that, share it from there. And finally, we have Zoom. So Zoom is going to be a free account. So it'll be your KW username and then password. We set that up for you. There's also KW offerings, which is they have cash offers and there's a bunch of different offerings through here. So feel free to go check that out. There's a YouTube video with their intro video. We linked that for you, as well as your sign-ins for that page. We also have some helpful resources linked through here. So some royalty-free media sites, KW Answers, KW Connect, KW Technology, Tech Training. Some next steps we can help with beyond onboarding. So send us your database and we can import up to 5 CSV files per month per agent. Announcing your move to Keller Williams Realty, we have a tutorial that walks you through doing this. We have some jump starts and jumpstart challenges, and I will show you those on our website as well as some biography tips and tricks and our training videos. You can access all of those directly from the email. We include some support numbers and email addresses that are helpful to keep on file. So KW International, Keller Home Loans, DocuSign, our information, Twilio contact information. We try to include that so that you have everything in one place. Make your life a little bit easier. It can be a little tricky when you're onboarding, especially if you're just getting started in real estate and just getting started at a new brokerage. It gets a little complicated. There's a lot to learn. So we try to make it as easy as possible for you. I do see a question. Can you remind me where to find the page that you're discussing? So this is an email that we send out once you have completed your onboarding questionnaire. And once we complete our portion of your onboarding, you'll get an email that looks like this. So we are actually about to move over to the Scott Leroy marketing website. You're welcome, no problem. So once we are on the Scott Leroy marketing website, again, we're spending some time under this agent resources tab today. We covered these questionnaires at the beginning of class. So the next thing we want to look at is the new KW agent websites. Give it a minute to load. So on this page right here, you're going to see our week's training calendar. So you'll see what we have coming up this week for our live classes like today. The YouTube playlist for agent websites. Strongly recommend going and checking that out. It'll show you those videos that we've put out on websites. Moving down, you're actually going to want to skip this section before launching your new KW website. We're currently working on removing this. They updated the KW agent websites a few months ago, or maybe a year ago at this point, and you had to do some things before launching it. At this point, all of those websites have been updated to the new website, so you can just skip this altogether. And you can move down to the once you have launched your website section. You'll see videos for adding testimonials, updating those hero images as the background, managing your featured listings, and creating an open house sign-in page. We're also happy to help out create that open house sign-in page for you. They changed the method for it, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, just so that we, don't have to cover it 5 million times, but we'll cover it when we get to another page and there's a form. Just kind of want to explain that to you a little better. And then we also include some KWRI provided articles right here. I also do get some questions on what does KWRI stand for. It's Keller Williams Realty International. So it's just the long version of saying KW. So I sometimes use them interchangeably, and so I know it confuses some people in my classes sometimes. So wanted to go ahead and explain that it's KW or KWRI. They mean the same thing. It's just the long version, Keller Williams Realty International. But they have some articles right here that you can go check out as well. So moving down, we have our live webinars button right here. That's going to bring you actually to the live class like we're in right now. So you'll just click on it. It'll redirect you to our live Zoom when we have classes during our class time. So next we have the training tab. And the first one is our training calendar. So on the training calendar, we have again a link to our live webinar, some recordings right here, and then we have the full month's calendar right here. So you'll be able to go see what classes we've had this month, what classes we have coming up this month. We currently have both October and November class schedules are live. So you'll see those through here. And you can go through and you can click on one, for example, this one, build your social media. If you just click on the actual calendar item, you'll see that information pop up, the time of the class, the location, so it's all going to be via Zoom, as well as the link to the live Zoom and a quick little blurb about what the class is about. You can add these directly to your calendar, so you can copy them individually, or you can add all of them to your Google Calendar altogether. So totally up to you. You can add it all together. There's also printable versions down below. So again, we have October and November right here. But you can grab the one that you'd like, whatever time zone you're in, and you'll be able to see they're broken down by day of the week. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And you'll see the name of the classes and the dates those classes are offered on. So you'll see it broken down that way. But you can print this out, if you want to keep it at your desk, highlight the ones you're interested in. So you have some options. Give it just a second. There we go. Down below, we also have some overviews of those classes, so you get a bigger blurb about what each of them are. Moving on, we have the SLM challenges. So our SLM challenges are ways to help you get started both with Command and real estate in general. So we have the SLM Getting Started 30-day challenge, Command challenge, and then the Jumpstart challenges are going to be a little shorter, so 7 to 14 days. The top two are going to both be 30-day challenges. So you can check those out. We do have our Command challenge. I'm going to open that up actually for you. There you go. So we have a printable calendar version right here. We also have this one as a smart plan in Command that you can add to Command and it can automatically assign the tasks to you so that you just have them pop up in your tasks applet in Command. We're going to look at this printable version real quick. And zoom in. It's very far zoomed out. There we go. So as you can see on here, we basically break down most of the things in Command into small little challenges that you can do, something small each day that'll help you get your Command ready for you to hit the ground running or to learn different things in Command. I know I mentioned earlier, it's a lot to cover, so we try to break it up for you, make it as easy as possible for you to jump in there and get started. So we try to make your life a bit easier on that. We also have Getting Started, which has some both command and real estate in general. And then these ones also have Jumpstart with Scott Leroy Marketing, DocuSign, and Teams. So you can feel free to take a look at those. Moving down in trainings, there's Color Cloud cheat sheets, which are going to be different documents that you can take a look at. So we have them broken down by the different topics. So you can take a look at those, and they are basically cheat sheets we've written that cover most of these topics and things you can do there. And then digital marketing tips is going to have a bunch of videos of tips we've created where you can update different things, where you can create different things. We have some on marketing listing opportunities, designs, command app, things like that. So you can definitely check those out as well. Recorded training classes. This is going to be links to those YouTube playlists. So if you want to find YouTube playlist of our advanced courses, or for Canva, command overview, database management, and so on, we have a bunch of options. It'll bring you to our YouTube channel just so you can find those videos a little more easily. Next, we have agent support, which we are going to spend most of the rest of our time looking at. So on here, this is a lot of the different things that we can help out with here at Scott Leroy Marketing. And there's a bunch of options through here. We're going to go through them. I'm not going to open every single link just because they are pretty much all entirely forms. I'm going to open a few and you'll get an idea of what they look like. It would be a little monotonous if I opened every single one, and it would take up a bunch of time. So we're just going to kind of go through each of these and discuss the different things we can help out with. So up top, we have our top rated classes. So we can help create a new bio for you. I'm going to open that one in a new tab real quick. There we go. So in Command, there's 2 different places to update your biography. There used to be 3. They recently changed it to 2 within a few months ago. So now there's 2 different profiles within Command that you would need to update the biography on. So we can help update that biography for you. You'll just fill out this information, your name, your email, Command username, and password. And then right here, you can say if you have a bio you would like to use, you can paste that in right here. Or if you have, an idea, some things you want highlighted in your biography that you don't really know what to actually say in your biography, you can drop those ideas in here and we can help write that biography for you. So it can be a little easier. They can be a little hard to write sometimes. You're not really sure what to include, what to leave out. So we're happy to help out with that. We can drop that information there. We'll go back over here. We have a link to our form to import your database. So you can upload a file that's CSV, BCF, numbers, Excel, or Sheets, and you can import or send it to us, or you can send it to us via email. Either way works for us. So you can send those over to us, and we can help import them. Imports can be a little complicated in Command, mainly because they have to fit a certain format. So we can help reformat them to upload into Command, and then we can import them for you as well. So that's an option. Feel free to send us the database. There's this one right here, the Updating Database Contact Information Smart Plan. So this one is basically a smart plan that can help you make sure you have correct contact information for your contacts. So if you have, you're missing phone numbers for some people and missing emails for others, this is going to help you go through and you can email the people that you do have emails for to make sure you get their updated contact information, or it can help create a task for you to call the people that you may be missing emails for, basically to help you go through and make sure you have those contacts fully filled out. Moving down, we have marketing support. So we have the new monthly newsletter smart plan. So we create a newsletter every month that we can send out to your database for you. So we do create it newly every single month. So we have our October one live. They're usually live within the first week of the month. So the November one should be available within the next week or so as well. But you can go ahead and fill this out. I'll open this in a new tab as well. So the newsletter each month So we can add them, we can send it out to specific tags. So if you have a specific group of contacts you want to send it to, if you want to send it to all of your contacts, or if you want to send it out yourself. So we can go ahead and send it for you, or we can add it to your Smart Plan library so that you can send it out yourself. Totally up to you. You can make those choices. Uh, but we do create it new each month, and with that, you won't need to request it new each month, just because it's not ongoing since we create it new every month. It's a new Smart Plan each time. We have free marketing templates right here. I'm going to cover these actually closer to the end because there are two other places as well that you can access this same page. So I'm going to circle back to that towards the end of class, and we'll make sure we get those covered. I'm going to show you those as well. We have API Nation setup, importing top producer. You can help set up smart plans. So the 10 KWRI provided smart plans, we can help add those for you. The Spring Clean Smart Plan is going to be the same as this updating database contact information smart plan. Spring Clean Smart Plan is a little easier to say, but you can go ahead and you can fill out, these are going to be the exact same form. Moving down, we have getting started. So a lot of these things, if we did complete your onboarding, you'll have a lot of these things set up already. For example, the command setup, DocuSign setup, different things like that. So I do want to point out this KWLS open house. This one actually, we are pulling this one off our website just because the process was recently changed for this. So it used to be that you would go you would add the open house to your MLS, and then you'd have to add it to your KWLS as well. It wouldn't integrate over completely. So now KW has updated it, so it will automatically, if you have the open house in your MLS, it will automatically show through the KWLS as well. So that information is now migrating over properly, so you'll see that reflected. So you don't have to fill out this form. This isn't actually something that can happen anymore just because it's now automatically set up. But we can help export your contacts, import your database, update your headshot, different things like that. Again, updating your biography. It's the same form we looked at up above. We can help set up .loop. If your Market Center does use .loop, we can help get that set up for you. Moving down, you'll see the looking to rebrand. So if you are leaving a team, you're maybe joining a new team or switching teams, you can fill out those forms and we can help get those set up for you. We can also help update your MCA or your Market Center's DBA logo, add your social media links to your profiles in Command, help set up your kw.com email address, update your phone number, your contact email, set up an email alias. So there's a bunch of things we can do for you through there. Moving down, we have website support as well. Websites are one of those things that not a lot of people love doing. They can be a little complicated, a little tricky, and can be a lot of work. So there are some things that we are able to help with to update the websites. So there's some additional pages that can be added, such as the What's My Home Worth page, a mortgage calculator, local school search, app download page, and things like that. You can also go through, we can help add testimonials for you, set up domain forwarding if you have a domain through a third-party website like GoDaddy or Squarespace. We can help set up your featured listings. We can help create a listing landing page, a monthly blog that's going to be similar to the Scott Leroy marketing newsletter that we send out or that we create each month. Then we have this open house sign-in sheet. So the sign-in sheet is going to be something that you probably do want set up if you have people signing in. You want them to sign in on your website at the open house if that's something you want to set up instead of just having, a form that you do. Whatever you would like to do is totally up to you. However, it is an option to set up a sign-in sheet on your website. It does have to be linked to a specific listing. It has to be linked to a specific open house on a listing. So you can create this open house sign-in sheet linked to a specific listing. And then when people do go to that open house, they'll be able to fill out the form, and that information will automatically pull into your command. So that's a great option. It used to be that it would be one open house, just blanket covered all of your listings. However, they updated it so that now you actually have to fill it out for each listing just to make sure that their information will pull in and you'll actually be able to see what listing they were looking at when they filled out that form. So that'll be super helpful for you as well. If you're in an area that has NEO new construction and you have the subscription, you can fill this out and we can go get that set up for you and added to your website. Build your business. So the Canva account setup. So actually, this one is, again, just going to be the free basic account. So you probably don't actually need to fill that one out since you can go to canva.kw.com to sign into your KW Canva account. However, Zoom, TidyCal, and the digital business card, you can fill out those forms if, for example, you don't want to go all the way through the tech refresh questionnaire. You can fill those out and we can set those up for you. I'm going to open one of those. So for the Canva, Zoom, and TidyCal, if you do want the free Canva account set up, you can go through and fill out this form and you can request all three of them or only two of them. So maybe we don't want the Canva. That way you don't have to fill out this form 3 different times. You'll fill out that information and we can help get that set up for you. The digital business card is going to be a separate form. That one you can't fill out at the same time, just because it does require more information. So that one has some more information we would need to add to your digital business card. So that one's separate. These 3 are all going to be the same form. Moving down, there's some compliance updates. So if you're in an area that has specific compliance requirements, you can check those out and we can help update those for you. And if you are in Market Center leadership, I don't have the time to cover this today, but if you are in Market Center leadership, you can see these resources here, as well as we have a whole tab for you up at the top that you can check out. If you do have questions, again, feel free to email us at support@scottlorenmarketing.com. We're happy to help answer your questions too. Moving down this agent resources tab, the next we have is our marketing support. So the first thing we're going to see is our agent concierge. So this one is going to be marketing that we create for you. If you remember when we were on the agent support tab, I saw the free templates and said there were 3 different places to find it. So the agent concierge is going to be one of those places. Agent support tab is going to be another. And then you can also go to real estate marketing right here, and that's going to bring you to the same page as well. So what is our agent concierge? It's marketing that we can create for you. So you'll just fill out this form with the information with your listing, and we can help create that marketing collateral for you. So we have some previews down here of our most popular designs if you wanted to look through those. So most popular social posts, flyers, postcards, things like that. But we're going to go ahead and I'm going to walk you through filling out this form right here. So first it asks, is this your first time requesting a new marketing piece? I'm going to say yes, it's my first time. What's your market center number? We'll just put that in. Are you submitting this form for yourself or on behalf of someone else? You may be wondering, why would I be filling it out for someone else? Maybe you're on a team and you're helping create marketing for your team, for someone who's hosting an open house for you or something along those lines. You could say it's for someone else. I'm going to go ahead and show you for myself for today. We'll enter our name. And next, would you prefer to choose from our most popular designs or choose from all of the available designs? I'm going to say all available, totally up to you. Choose the type of design you want to create, social post, postcard, or flyer, or all of the above. Say all of the above. And then from there, you're going to be able to go through and pick the social post you like best and so on. I know these icons are a little small. Unfortunately, there's not a way to make them bigger. However, if you do go down below, you'll be able to see those ones bigger. We'll just go through, we'll grab one that we like. We'll say that one. And we'll say next. Same with our flyers. We'll just grab that one. And then postcards as well. A lot of these you'll be able to see both the front and the back. So we'll just grab that one. And then it's going to have you enter the property address. zip code. No. Just go from here. Say next. You'll want to select the listing status. So you can go through, select any of those. I do want to show you the open house one just because it has one additional question than the rest do. So we'll say open house next, and then it's going to ask for the date and time of the open house. So we'll say it's Saturday, November 1st, I believe is this Saturday. If not, you can pretend with me. But yeah, so we'll do that, and then we'll say from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. We'll go ahead and say next. Business email address. Your phone number. We'll go about this one. If you have a professional headshot you want updated, you can add that in here. Same with the logo on the next page. And then any comments you may have, any requirements, compliance requirements, you can enter those in here. And then you can just say review and submit. And you'll be able to go through and see all of your individual answers. You'll be able to see a bigger icon for the designs you did select, so you can kind of see those better. If you decide you don't like one, you can just click the edit button right here without having to go through the entire form again. It'll bring you directly back to that question. And then you can just submit it from here. We do always request that you allow 1 to 2 business days, especially for creating marketing pieces like this, because we do need time to be able to create it. So we request that you allow that amount of time. So for example, if your open house is on Saturday at noon and you're filling out the form on Friday at 5 o'clock in the evening, it likely won't be done in time. So we do just ask that you allow us those 2 business days to create it for you, just to make sure we have it how you'd like it and have everything up to date on there. Then you would just click submit. I'm not going to submit it. I don't want our team to create this piece right now, but just make sure you do hit submit if you want it created. So that's our Agent Concierge. We have Gemini Pro and ChatGPT prompts. So Gemini Advanced or Gemini Pro, they're the same thing. So there's a video here that walks you through how to access Gemini Advanced, and then we have a bunch of we have some tips for asking questions, and then we have hundreds of prompts through here. So there's a ton of prompts you can go through and you can grab. Lead generation prompts, open house prompts, door knocking prompts. There's a bunch of them in here. So you can feel free to go check those out, grab them, play around with it. It'll be pretty fun to play around with your AI, see what you want it to do, and ask it some questions, things like that. So that's a great resource for you. Here's our monthly blog and monthly newsletter. Again, that's going to bring you to the forms to request those, like we were talking about on our agent support page. And then finally, we have templates through here. So we've created a bunch of templates for you. So we have some different types. So KW Classic, KW Luxury, KW Modern, Black and White. And then there's some old templates we created a long time ago that we recently redid for these ones right here. But you can go through and you can choose what you want. We'll say black and white for now. And then you're going to see a bunch of different types of templates. So open house signs, different types, email signatures, for sale signs. So these are all going to be different templates that you can go through and use. So we're going to say, let's grab postcards, there's social posts, things like that. There's a ton of options in here. Business cards, email signatures. I'm going to go ahead and grab an email signature so we can take a look at those. You'll just click use in Canva. Then it's going to bring you right here and you can go through and find the one you'd like to use. I'll just go through. You can see all of them. You can say view template. Must have signed me out of my, it must have signed me out of the Pro version. So when you're signed into your KW account, it'll bring you directly into the editor. Let me see if I can get in real quick. Let me do this in a different tab. Give me just a second. I think I switched the other day. All right, so let's refresh that and hope it works this time. There we go. So you'll just say open an editor. It'll have your KW account logged in. Um, We'll go through and then you'll have access to all of the templates in that of those options. So you can find the one that you liked and then you can go in and edit it however you'd like. So you can go through, change them, replace the image, play around with it as much as you'd like. We do always recommend that you make sure you are staying compliant, especially with those email signatures and any of your branding and things like that, because it can be, you want to make sure you're staying compliant. Reach out to your Market Center staff, ask them about compliance requirements for your area. We can't guarantee that we know all of the compliance requirements for your area. So, especially when using templates and things like that, we just highly recommend you make sure, check with your Market Center staff. They can help guide you on that. So, that's all I have for today. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up and get to some of these questions I see in the chat. If you are watching this back on recording or you're not sticking around for questions, thank you for joining me. If you run into any questions later on, feel free to reach out to us. Email us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. We're happy to help out.